You know,
Yeah, man, definitely,
they
definitely.
printed it. They just printed it up, man. They just like just put a couple zeros on the keyboard, man. I said, okay, it's done.
Yeah, yeah, man. I'm formally get the show started now since we
Oh,
all
okay, my fault, man.
you
Hey, what
get
up, y'all?
Sue.
What up,
What
man?
up?
Peace. All right, man. We get it rolling. All right, man. You're tuned into Financial Fridays with your brother. Oh God, Sandman, Sue, and Darren Marion, man. Hey, Sandman, how you doing tonight, bro?
I feel blessed, man. I feel real good. It was a beautiful Friday afternoon out here in Jersey where we lay our heads at, man. Everything's shut down. Ain't nothing going on yet.
Right.
But all in all, it's a beautiful thing. And ain't stopping us from moving here at the Hip Hop Uncensored Podcast live on this Friday evening. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that notification bell. We got our brothers in the building like we do every Friday. Sue to God, CEO of Aboriginal Consultant out in Chicago. And our brother Darren Marion, CEO of Rattel, SEO out of Indiana. Brothers, how y'all doing this evening?
Dope, man.
Hey, man, doing wonderful, man. Living
Great,
life.
man. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Happy. You know what I'm saying? Young, gifted, and black, man. Like Big Daddy Kane said, man.
Yeah, man. Well, it's Financial Fridays. We're going to get to our special announcement real soon. But the people in the chat room, when you're coming in, man, drop your area codes, and we'll definitely be able to shout those out momentarily here on the podcast. And always smash that like button too as you come in. As you know, man, that's you can do us a favor by doing that. But the economy, fellas. Let's start off with the economy, because before we got in here tonight, we were kind of just going back and forth about the economy and all these jobs now. People just sitting home just waiting to go back to work. But in the meantime, bills are piling up. Things are not stopping. Kids are eating up everything. The economy's still moving, for certain people. What do you see happening now, man? Because we want to definitely give the people every week an update on, because you guys are financial guys, and you can give them a forecast of what you see about to happen in the next 6 weeks here in the United States of America, man. What do you brothers think?
You want to go, Constance?
Yeah, go ahead, there. Go ahead.
Man, I see the United States economy starting to take off, man. I really do. I think we're gonna get going back again. If you look to see, we're a juggernaut. We find a way. You know what I'm saying? We found a way, and that's what we did, man. We found a way. You see people, there's distilleries here that used to make beer. They now are turning themselves to making hand sanitizer. We got, halfway houses, man, making masks. We mobilizing, man. So that's what we do. And like I said, it's a lot of opportunities, man. Right now, if you know somebody that got a sewing machine, you can sell masks. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man.
Yeah. It's the opportunity is really endless. There's so many things that you could take advantage of with financial fallouts like this. It's all about supply and demand, and like to generalize what Darren is talking about, there's going to be needs in certain places. So you just have to follow the trends. And in 2020, social media is a direct indicator of what a trend is. And you just, you scour those trends and you supply the demand with those trends create. And with internet, that is so prevalent in our lives. I mean, everybody's watching us now on the internet. We have means to go into direct free market capitalism and be able to make money directly and independently. And if you're smart enough, with a lot of tax protection. A lot of tax protection.
Definitely. I was looking at it was a meme that went around the other day, and it said startups founded during the last Great Recession between 2008 and 2010, and Uber, Airbnb, Slack, Pinterest, WhatsApp, Square, Mimo. I love it that you guys are thinking along those lines, like, cause it's like, yo, how can we benefit? What opportunities lie in what's going on? We can't go with the whole narrative and it be doom and gloom. Cause I can remember, back in the early 2000s, the world was supposed to end. It almost seemed like people wanted to discourage you from not getting about your money, getting about your finances and everything, and just saying, you know what, the world's going to end. Let me just stop.
Right.
So, brothers, what can we do practically right now to take advantage of what we got going on in the economy? Because Darren said it's like 30-something million jobs. People just stop working right now. What can we do right now? What can the average person do listening right now? What advice would you give them?
Now's the time, man. The government is giving you money to start up capital, man. They're giving you money to start a business, man. They're financing your startup. So if they're doing, with this $2 trillion, man, they're adding money for unemployment insurance. So that means you can start a business, get your business together, and you got somebody paying you. So you got money that's being paid. It's being there while you putting your whole business plan together and getting ready to launch your stuff, man. You getting the stimulus money, the $3,400 if you have a family. But you get the unemployment insurance. There was unemployment claims that went up, so you get unemployment insurance. That's money. That's now you got money coming in your pocket. Now you got something you can go start a business with. They telling you that they're giving you up to I think to September. If you have student loans, there's no student loan payments. There's no mortgage payments for federally backed mortgages. And that's like 97% of all mortgages out there. So you don't have to make a mortgage payment. A lot of people don't have to pay rent. So you don't have to pay rent. You have to pay mortgage. You got money coming in. You a fool if you can't make it happen, man. You can't make it happen for real.
You know what? And I've been this way for at least the last 15 years. It's just that this economy is finally catching up with the kind of attitudes that me and Darren have. It's absolutely no excuse. It's I would only be reiterating what Darren is already saying, but in this day and time, there's absolutely no excuse except your own ego getting in the way of supplying what's needed. I mean, the internet is digital real estate is survival. There is no option. There is no gray area. And so now people are starting to realize that you cannot depend on a paycheck from Friday to Friday. You're not going to be able to depend on that anymore. And you got to diversify your ability to allocate funds. And with the internet, if you have an internet-based company, let me break that down to the least common denominator. You want an internet-based means of commerce because you're speaking to the entire world in seconds. In seconds, you're speaking to the entire world. Not just to somebody you hope is going to buy your product, but you're going to directly market to the people that want what you got regardless. So the playing field is even. Competition is changing the world of economy because of the internet. Competition is one of the aspects of economy, along with the term that we call complexity. So now you're able to promote. You want competitors because now you can create a genre and build on that genre and create a niche market in seconds. In seconds, under $1,000. So you can do it. It can get done, and now's the best time to do it.
Fellas, I want to ask. Are we good? Yeah. I want to ask this, fellas. We see a lot of people losing their jobs or now relying on unemployment. Unemployment rate is at an all-time high. They hitting these unemployment offices via online like a mug. Every state you look at, right? My common sense tells me that this has something to do. This was a plan that maybe had been put in place. You got to pardon my conspiracy theory kind of mind. Give me some intel on what exactly unemployment and people going to receive unemployment is going to do to the economy.
It's going to put money in their pockets, man. I mean, if you're looking for it, why the economy is getting back going, you now have income coming in. That takes up pressure. It takes a lot of pressure. That's pressure is a lot. Pressure, when people are under pressure, under financial pressure, they make terrible, horrible decisions. Studies have actually shown that the IQ, if you're in a state of financial distress, your IQ literally drops 20 to 30 points.
Wow.
So if you want to destroy something, put that kind of pressure on a group of people. And that's why Black folks, that's why we have it. That's why, where we are, what decisions we make are poor. Because we're under that financial strain, that financial pressure.
I'm going to say this quite frankly. And I don't know if some people can handle the truth. Get out your damn ego. Get out your damn pride because your ass know you broke. Just get out your pride. And it comes from this American way. It comes from social programming. It comes from social engineering. Stop trying to keep up with Joneses and live up to a false reality. Rich people don't ride around in Bentleys. They market Bentleys. They don't own a Bentley, they market a Bentley. Rich people don't own a house, they market a house, and they leverage it with debt, and they let it fall on corporate liability. So don't put undue pressure, like Brother Darren is saying, it'll create depression because you don't understand the mechanisms and the mechanics around money. 2, invest in what pays you immediately. Pay forward. Not shameless plug for me and a brother like Darren. We're experts. Pay for an expert. And when you pay for us, I got a little trick, a little tip. Be quiet and let us tell you what to do. And you'll be all right.
Absolutely, man. So this brings us to, why we're here, today, man. We got the mentorship group that we're relaunching right now. If you look inside the description box, click that link if you want some more information. I'm going to allow each brother to announce and tell the people, what he does and why people should join the mentorship group to learn more, because there's things going on right now in the economy that if we had people that were able to advise us or give us information, we can make better decisions, with our money. So we want to offer this to the people right now. So one of you brothers are more than welcome to introduce to the people what you do and how you can help them right now.
I don't know, man. I help business get found on the internet. So in a world where everything is moving to who hadn't bought something on Amazon.com, who doesn't shop on Amazon for Christmas, things like that, I can help you with get your website there, get found. I can show you how to build that business there. I also have several business experience. I have another business, coffee company, man. Been in banking, been in investments, you name it, man. So can certainly be a resource, man, and really I think I have a lot of information, a lot of knowledge that I can impart. Well, matter of fact, I know I do. So I'd love to share it, man. This is an opportunity. I'm glad to have it.
Yeah, basically, I teach people how to build business from the dream you had that motivated you to want to build something, how to add infrastructure and consistency to it, and then how to scale down that business so that it becomes an automated and delegated business where you can actually free your time and turn that work into passive work, where you create passive income and you live an independent life. And I teach also credit awareness. It is a bad system of ignorance throughout the country on credit. So I teach you how to build credit. I'm not a credit repair guy. That's a scam. It's illegal to do that anyway. I teach you how to do it. I teach you how to teach your children. I teach your children how to build a business starting at age 10. I can have your child with a full functioning business by the time they're 13, and they'll be ready to retire at 30. And this is some of the integral things that I help and bring to the table.
Dope. I think we should give them a little bit of a sample for the people who are new to the building, for the people that are new to the platform as we go live in the building. Kansu, as you were talking about how you were answering my question as far as unemployment is concerned, you said that real millionaires aren't out here paying for their house to have their business set up and their assets set up. Let's get some boss talk going real quick. I'm an aspiring businessman. I own a home. I'm a father of 3. I'm just throwing out that thing out there. I'm financing my car. I got a lot of things in my name, but I got this great business going. It's starting to flourish. I'm trying to make that transition. How do I do that?
Well, you do the small things first, and it's infrastructure. So you want to set up and trademark your business. That means you come up with the business idea, you create the logo around it, the tagline around it, you trademark it. If necessary, if it applies, you copyright. If it applies, you create a patent. That's the first thing you do. The next thing is you want to get an EIN number because you want to think forward in the expansion of your business. Meaning the EIN number is a tax identifier through the federal government, but it's also a protection against your expansion. Because ultimately you're going to go from self-employed to an actual business owner where you become an employer. So you want your EIN in place ahead of time So you have the proper flexibility, and you appeal to a potential funder, i.e. a bank, because you want to show that you have your uniformity in place. You also want to make sure that you know what genre or code your business operates in, which is an NAICS code. That lets the bank know and other possible lenders, angel investors, your competition level and your scope and ability to understand it. So when you establish that, you want to get a Dun and Bradstreet number. After you get the Dun and Bradstreet number, you then in turn want to go and establish what is called a credit portfolio. I mean, a business portfolio. That is a business plan, and then you want to scale your business plan down to a working mechanism. An average business plan, you want to go 3 to 5 year perspectives, showing a P&L statement, which is the profit and loss statement, and other stuff, in a SWOT statement within the business plan.
Absolutely, brother Darren. Give people an example of how you can get them to the top of Google, YouTube, Facebook, all that.
Right on. So first I saw a guy in the chat, man. He said, $3,400 or $1,200 is not enough to start a business. I say, man, you are so wrong, my brother. You are so very wrong. One of the ways you could start a business, an online business, literally, is you could have a website built between $300 to $500. You then need a bunch of articles, so you could go online at sites like Fiverr or Upwork, and you can get 20 to 30 articles written. You then can pick around a product. You could do that for anywhere between $50 to $100. And you put those articles on that site and point them at that product. Then you create a website. Now you have a website where people are actually doing searches, and they're buying a product. You've done that under $1,000. So you literally can start a business with nothing. It's right here. It's what you have here, and you have to get out of that mind state. When you're in that mind state of lack, it drops your IQ down 20 or 30 points. So you have to realize that's what happens. Through SEO is by creating content. Content is a number of things. This is content. You can start a YouTube channel for nothing.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's a business. I mean, we know for a fact that that's a business. You can start a YouTube channel for nothing, start creating content right there. That's free. People do that with their phone. You upload videos to their phone. I see people all the time using the phone for iMovie, using the DR recorder, using a number of just utilizing technology. We have to realize, man, that technology is something that helps us do things more efficiently and effectively. Technology is using a hammer instead of using a rock. You have to think and that put yourself in that mindset, and you can create.
Absolutely, man. It's just about creativity. How creative can you be to do stuff for less? Obviously, you can get a LLC and everything started for under $400. Some places even lower than that. So you just got to be creative, man. I've started a lot of businesses, for under $1,000. Matter of fact, all the businesses that I ever done were started for under $1,000, including this one. Here, even the mentorship group that we're, promoting to the people right now, that you can look right in the description box right now and sign up for, was started for under $1,000. So it can happen.
You got to have will and no excuses. All right. You can sit back and go, okay, $1,000, $2,000, that's not enough. But when you go back and you scale everything that you put out, $1,000, $2,000 worth in the menial shit that you don't need, or doesn't have anything that appreciates with value, the shit that we think we need, but we really don't, the meals, the clothes, the whatever we getting online, all the nonsense, as opposed to, like you said, I mean, and I don't know what the average is throughout the country, but I'm sure LLCs, 400 or less to start up. And then you have, how much does it cost to start an EIN number, fellas?
EIN is free, man. You just go online and just ask for it.
Charge.
Yeah.
It costs nothing. Mm-hmm. To start a business, get you an EIN number, get you $400, get something set up, and get a dream going. We had the podcast when we started it up, when we had both platforms moving. It's like, all right, we're going to start a podcast. We looked and we scaled it back. How much are the best microphones? How much is the mixer? How much is this? How much is that? We put our own money together. We started a podcast. Is it the best? Is it the greatest? We keep investing. We keep moving to make it what we want it to be. But at the end of the day, is bringing in profit, is bringing in revenue so that we can feed our family and put money and reinvest into the business to do what we love to do and do it independently without anybody on our backs. It's the name of the game. And you can do that for less than $1,000. Just need will, man.
Definitely, definitely. But I want to ask you, brothers, about multi-level marketing companies. Now, I know a lot of the people, you know, that are going to listen to this are probably involved with them. I've been, you know, over my lifetime coursed into, you know, joining a few myself. Never was really successful, never was really my thing. But how do you guys feel about those, you know, as entrepreneurs and businessmen, multi-level marketing companies?
Go ahead, Brother Dan.
Your volume's off.
Right on. Okay. Yeah. So whenever you look to you look at the business model of a company, and you want to look to see what's the product. How can that product be? What's the strength? The SWOT analysis, the strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats to that particular product. What is that company selling? And where's the real money coming from? If the real money comes from you trying to recruit someone else, that's a finite number that you can deal with. And so I'm definitely not a fan of multi-level marketing companies. A lot of times the products are overpriced. Something that you could do, you could actually take that same money, start your own lotions, I know a brother started his own scent company. You can do a ton of things with the money that you would do if you're that good at recruiting people to become part of this multi-level marketing thing. Then you're good at recruiting people to sell your physical product.
Facts.
That's a fact.
So that's how I feel about it, man.
Yeah, the multi-level marketing, some people call it MLMs. Some people call it pyramid schemes. Network marketing is another word you may hear. Referral marketing is for the sale of products or services where the revenue of the MLM company is derived from a non-salaried workforce, selling the company's products, services, and so forth and so on. And depending upon the content writers, this is where somebody like a Brother Darren will come in. And those who know how to write content, a lot of MLMs are centered around independence. So it'll be a jargon of independence when technically you are a freelance employee. Okay, similar to like Uber or Lyft.
I'm sorry, I got to interrupt real quick, man.
Yeah, go ahead.
You see, even they gave, as part of this stimulus package, they gave money if you were part of the gig economy. So if you were an Uber driver, if you are somebody that works on Fiverr, if you're a freelancer, they're still giving you unemployment benefits.
Yes, sir.
That is tremendous, man.
Mm-hmm. So if you got the infrastructure, that needs to be known. If you have the infrastructure and a strong niche, me personally, I don't like MLMs because they're very deceptive and fraudulent to the people that participate in it. Now, the people that own it, they're going to benefit from it. But those that participate are perpetually burning workforce calories. And so you're just working, and you're going to get to nothing. You're never going to get to the point of being on the top of the mountain. You're going to always be that hamster in the wheel, spinning the wheel. That's what you're going to always be. But multi-level marketing, I'm just giving you the infrastructure and how it works in regards to its input and output. That's how a multi-level marketing scheme works. So it's a schematic, and in that schematic, we call them schemes for short. There's already premeditated results and premeditated loss, premeditated profit. But I don't care for MLMs, not at all.
How can one secure themselves from getting caught up in a situation where they are being schemed or being scammed? Because you have a lot of people out here, most people out here, whether they are genuine or looking to kind of scheme somebody, they're very intellectual. They can speak very well. They tap in to somebody's thought and they can really kind of just bring that out and get dollar from it. So how can somebody who's just looking for some information, looking for guidance, looking for mentorship, wherever avenue they may be looking in, kind of secure themselves and putting their money into the right people as opposed to people who don't have their best interest at heart.
Look at what's the end product? What are they selling?
Mm-hmm.
You know, is there a physical product that you can associate a value to? Is there something that you can associate a value to, then that's worth it. If it's a piece of education and you think you can associate a value to it, then I don't think you're being ripped off, and you associate a value. But if you can associate a value and there's a product, then that's something you probably should look to roll with.
Just exactly. Product content is number one. What is the product? What sector or what genre does it fall in? What is the demographic? That's what you look for, and it'll kind of give you a telltale sign of the probability of it hurting you or you being scammed, which is usually high. It's consistent with all MLMs because they have a tiering system, and that tiering system gives rewards for each tier, and usually that tier is not does not have the proper ratio to income that would generate that's worthy of the product. And usually they get the product in bundle packages, and then they fractionalize the value down to the worker, i.e. you. And so when you see that, it's a prime indicator that something that's not going to be beneficial for you.
Right. Now, Sam Matt kind of was leading to it. I'm going to take it a little step further. You see a lot of guys, and we've seen a lot of guys, on the internet who claim, I'm not going to mention anybody's names, today, but we know who I'm talking about, who have a track record of taking people's money and not producing anything for it. And it's been going on for years. What are some of the things people could do to avoid that? I'll give you guys an example. Like, all right, make sure this look this person's business up. Make sure they're a legitimate business. Make sure they got a real name. It ain't just an alias. You can, we got these aliases, but when we do business, we use our real name. We don't use aliases. So, what are some steps that people can take to to avoid being scammed by some of these internet hustlers?
Well, I know, like, one of the first things, is you want to be able to look at somebody in the eye. And with today's technology, there's no reason that you can't do a FaceTime. There's no reason you can't jump on a hangout. There's no reason, and if this person doesn't want to go give you their real name, there are people who don't, they may go by some pseudonyms, but if they don't want to really give you their real name, then, you kind of say, well, you have to question, is this person a legitimate person? In today's society, there's no reason that you can't look somebody face to face.
Without getting too complicated, ask them for the name of the company, the full name, correct spelling, and what state do they operate out of. That's the first thing. And then you independently go in. Each state has a Secretary of State office. Do a business lookup. Look them up in the business section to see if they're in good standing, if they pay their taxes every year as a business in good standing. This is why. Should they not follow through with what they're saying and they're not registered in the state, they're operating as a ghost business, you won't be able to litigate. It'll be very difficult to litigate something that doesn't exist. They need to be registered. If they're an LLC, they should have formed an LLC in the state. If they're a standard business, where it be S Corp, C Corp, sole proprietorship, then they should be registered or what is called incorporated. With that incorporation comes a LIBOR number. They're registered within the state. When that's found, ask them, are they registered with the federal government? Do you have an EIN number? If they have an EIN number, they should be willing to give that to you. They can't do anything with it. You can't do anything with it. They should have an EIN number, and they should be registered or formed in their state. And if the business is expired or lapsed or anything like that, that's a big problem. That right there is going to tell you what it's not even there. That's a major problem. That's somebody that don't even have the basics down and even opening their own business, let alone selling it.
Right. Yeah, and I'll say don't use Cash App, use PayPal because
Let me say that. Yeah.
I ain't get my stuff, and I use Cash App, and I pay for some CMOS for somebody. I ain't gonna mention their name right now, and I ain't get my CMOS. I ain't get my CMOS, man, and I've been in contact with this brother, on a few different occasions. And PayPal, I could have pushed the button and say, "All right, I ain't get my product," but Cash App, you're done. Right or wrong?
He said, "Last app."
I'm done.
Yeah, really though.
I'm done.
Yeah.
PayPal, yes. Cash App, no.
Yeah, you can start school on Cash App, man.
Say it again.
So you can start school with Cash App.
Oh man.
All right, I'm sorry. Did I stutter? I'm sorry.
So all right. So I'm gonna ask you guys this. So all right, kind of staying toward the you want to invest in something and it not coming to fruition, the scammers and things like that. How do we decipher between, okay, I invested in something, I got proper information, but I didn't cash in on my investment? That's not a scammer versus, all right, this person is legitimately scamming you, because there's plenty of people also out here on YouTube who have everything that you guys are talking about as far as criteria is concerned, the EIN, the proper address, they're giving you their name, yet people still give them criticism in scamming them. So is it a point of whether or not they're being scammed, or people who are investing aren't just cashing in on their investment? Is there a difference between the two? Talk about that.
Yeah, there's a big difference between the two. Is this person, do they have a physical product? Is there a product? Is there, what did they inform you of the risk of the product? Were fully aware of it? Usually, somebody who has they have a prospectus on a product, and it tells you exactly what it is. And it's at the bottom line, at the end of the day, within business, there always comes risk. When you use the word invest, even when you invest in yourself, there's always becomes risk. Right. And so if this person hasn't demonstrated to you exactly the amount of risk that things are, then, it's incumbent upon you. That's that research that you need to do. And if you feel like you don't know enough about the entity, then you don't know enough about the entity. You just don't. And stay away from it.
Yeah, you owe it to yourself to be investigated. Even if you have to write bullet points down, and you don't want to be too invasive, but this is business. You want to be inquisitive and invasive, and let them know, respectfully. I don't mean to be overly invasive, but this is about business. I need to know certain things before we move forward, and you want to be candid and direct, and you'll get the best return. Because even the conversation itself is an investment. When becoming an entrepreneur, an actual true business owner, the number one commodity in business is time. This is what you're willing to pay for. You pay for other people's time. That's why you hire them, because you can't get time back. So you pay people for every hour, minute that they work for you. And so you compensate people for the loss of time. And so it's a loss of time to have mindless conversation with no constructivity when it comes to business. It has to be production. This is why we're allowed tax write-offs when we're having a business meeting, because you're being productive, you're being constructive. So your time is your greatest asset, and you got to know how to leverage time and convert time into money.
Absolutely. Would you say it's beneficial? I was talking with a gentleman, and he was saying that even people, just regular people, should just start a business, because you're doing something that could be turned into a business. Would you say that's beneficial for someone? Let's just say, for example, somebody did hair on the side or something, but they didn't really want to turn it into a business, or they made pencils. Now, do you think that it's beneficial for them to say, all right, let me start an LLC, corporation, whatever, so now I could begin to get, advantages from actually, having a business and making a separate, entity outside of myself? Would you guys suggest that for people?
The United States of America just broke bread for $2 trillion. Now they broke bread for $2 trillion for what? For business. America's foundation is on business. How was America founded? It was founded because a business financed a ship to go across a sea to go get gold, sugar, and tobacco and all that stuff. That's the foundation of this country. So if you don't know and understand that, and you move like that, then you're winning. So the basis of every person should be around some business. That's the American dream. It's not to own a home, but to be able to go put up a sign and say, "This is mine. This is how I feed my family.
Absolutely.
This is it. This is who I am." So everyone should have a business, man. You should you should approach everything from a mindset that helps you with making purchasing decisions, with make what you're going to sell. If you think like a business person, when you do that, things are going to happen so much more efficiently. You get a tax write-off, man. I'm not a tax advisor, but speak to your tax advisor. But according to the tax laws, there is a tax write-off.
Mm-hmm.
But all those you can get, trust me.
Yes, sir. Could you could you repeat that question again?
I was saying, do you think it's beneficial, for people to, just start businesses, even not the most savvy person, but, because we understand that there's benefits, in business, you know what I mean? So I could say, even a person that may, travel for work, let's say they're an independent contractor, stuff like that. Do you think it's beneficial for Americans right now to, start some type of a business, make a business, like just create something right now? Would you advise people to do that? Because for me personally, if somebody's doing something, let's just say they're a lawyer, I'm like, yo, start your own business. You cleaning car, start your own detail shop. That's the way that I, try to move, and that's my ideology. Would you suggest that for people, in your business, Consul?
No question. This is what America was built on. It was built on simple business. The Walton family created Walmart. They didn't have big time degrees. They were just salespeople, and they just ran a general store. And that general store ultimately became Walmart. McDonald's, all they sold were a sandwich. They just started selling sandwiches. Two brothers, they started selling sandwiches. Eventually, they sold their shares out. They became very popular. A real estate investment trust was started and gave birth to a McDonald's. Just simple business is what makes this economy run. This is what makes this economy unique from others around the world. You could do the smallest thing, and with the proper ingenuity, creativity, consistency, and the ability to direct market directly to the people that want your product, you can become as big as you want to be. So yeah, I would suggest any kind of business, start something. You could if you see people wearing shoes, guess what? They need shoestrings. You can start a business selling shoestrings.
Yep.
It's what it's all about human consumption. And if you understand that from an economic point of view, we consume everything to survive. We need water, don't we? We need to wear clothes. We need the fabric that makes the clothes. You could be a textile farmer where you just selling cotton to be woven into the machines to make the shirts. It's limitless. It's just your mindset and your ingenuity around it.
Facts, man. I want to give a real quick shout out real quick to the brothers who left super chats in the building. I don't know your names. I'm sorry if I can't get those. Oh, God, grados in a second. But y'all dropping y'all hard-earned money given these times right now is definitely appreciated, man. Thank you very much. I want to ask y'all this, man, for people out here who have children, in particular that are getting toward that adolescent age between 8, 9, 10, 11, those who are involved in social media. My son has social media. I'm sure his friends, everybody has social media, and the numbers are crazy. And I'm looking at these numbers and I'm like, damn, what a marketing tool you have here. What a great time to start a business. I've been in my son's ear for years about starting a business. I know he's young, but I just have the bug in his ear. Now we have the stimulus package to where they're even giving parents money for children. I was thinking to myself, what best time now into starting that business with the money I received for him. Talk about the importance of starting businesses for your children as well.
My son has both my son and my daughter. They have small businesses, man. So I taught them from when I first had my first coffee shop, man. It was sitting at the I'd have them run the cash register and help people order things and help me do the math to figure out the inventory. So yeah, it's important to teach your kids that because that teaches them how to move in this country. You would be doing your children a disservice if you don't teach them how to move. That's the foundation of America, man. It's business.
Boom.
Most definitely. I think my children have businesses as well. My youngest son, proud of him, Aaron Higgins. He's a shoe trader. He collects rare gym shoes. He's doing very well, extremely well.
Dope.
He's known all over the world. This guy has a Pokemon collection of shoes that are selling like crazy right now.
Dope.
So, it's all about ingenuity, and your children do need to know that because it extends the legacy of your family. And it can start from very small things. It doesn't just pay attention to, teach your children what they love other people do as well, and to market what they love to their friends. And, you assist them by giving them an infrastructure to grow, and it's going to be very profitable for them. And not only that, it'll help them mature properly. And you, as a parent, you feel comfortable knowing that your children have the ability to take care of themselves and help others. And that's priceless.
And in the mentorship, my bad, got to cut you off, but in the mentorship part, once y'all go ahead and subscribe to that, you'll hear why that's a great tax break. But we ain't going to get that to him on here on the podcast.
Yeah.
We want to give that information to y'all exclusively on the mentorship. Well, we got a number of other jewels and gems. These brothers have information for years. Don't even get us started, man. So, yeah, salute to you.
Yeah, I just dropped the link too in the description box if y'all want to sign up and get more information. It's only $17 a month.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy cheap, and you know what I mean. You get all of us, and an expertise in what we do. The YouTube, Darren SEO, console with the finances, and we just try to give it to you as plain as, and the people who came through it before have seen nothing but great results, man. The one lady right now is doing great, her channel and other people. I want to, in closing, I want to ask you guys, because we touched on it briefly before, life insurance, because that's another thing we talk about our children. And, at one point I was looking into getting one for about $300,000-$400,000, a life insurance policy. And it's not that much money, especially if you're in good health. Talk about the importance of getting a life insurance policy, especially if you're a businessman, you're making money. In the event that you pass away, you got to be able to, protect your assets. But not only that, leave something for your children to inherit. Talk about that, and talk about the tax advantages of a life insurance policy for the people who don't know, please.
Right on, man. Life insurance policy, man, is death benefit is tax free. So you buy $1 million life insurance policy, you die, the people whoever your beneficiary was, they get a check for $1 million. Period. There's nothing around that. That's the one thing. You can immediately create a generation of wealth. Fortunately, before all this coronavirus stuff happened, I took my physical and upped my life insurance policy. Now, think about things are going to start to be a little more expensive because of the coronavirus. So they're going to price that risk in. But still, because of that coronavirus, get that life insurance.
Okay. Yeah, life insurance is instant legacy building. It's an instant access to wealth. It's income replacement. It's one thing to you lose your loved one and you're hurt, but when you lose your loved one or you pass on, it's a loss of income, and that can devastate a home. What complements that, what makes that life insurance so powerful, is trust and delegation of authority. When you have beneficiaries in place, you want your life insurance to be collapsed into a trust. And in that trust, we'll have an indenture, which means instructions. The trustee, which should be an attorney, will disperse based on certain conditions that you leave behind in writing. You tell your son, all right, John, I have this amount of money for you, but in order to get this allotment, I need you to complete college with a certain GPA in order to get this allotment, so forth and so on. Things of that nature. Or you can say, okay, I'm leaving money to my family, and I want this much of the percentage of it going towards a charity or going towards building a business or things. You can literally speak from the grave and instruct and continue to instruct the growth and disbursement of your wealth in your family through life insurance. So it's very important that you get life insurance and run it as a vehicle through a private trust. And any wills or anything like that, write a nice strong pour over will and pour that into that trust with your life insurance. So life insurance is critical.
Powerful. Yeah, man. You got anything else tonight, man? I'm good tonight, man. As we said, man, we just relaunched the Hip Hop Uncensored Mentorship. I'll drop that link right now in the description box if you want to sign up and get access to each one of us, our expertise at what we do. I would not hesitate. It's low prices, especially compared to the other mentorship groups out there. Only $17 a month, man. You got to jump on that. I know I would. If I was listening to us, I would definitely jump on that right now.
The build is powerful. The 17 goes without measure. The things you're going to get once you get into this mentorship will go beyond what you put into it. Trust me when we tell you that. You know what I'm saying? You might fuck around and get me in the morning, and I might work out with you in the morning. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get so much more than what you ask and what you put into. It's a guarantee, at least, to give it a try, man. I can't wait for people to come in there, give us a try. Let us show you as opposed to telling you on her in this broadcast, man. And let's help change your life, especially in a situation where you got a stimulus package where people are beginning to give you money. You hear what these brothers are speaking about. This is the best time as any to go ahead and get your dream started, man. So the time is now. Let's get rocking.
Absolutely. Well, I'm going to open it up for the gentlemen to have a closing statement tonight, and then we will get out of here after that. Either one of you brothers is free to go first.
Man, just believe in yourself. You can do it. Remember, man, that you don't live in a state of lack right now. Now you live in a state of abundance. You can accomplish whatever you want to accomplish. That you can create it. You literally sit down, and whenever you write something down on a piece of paper, you're creating something. You can create it. You can do it. Believe in yourself.
Yes, it's all about reinforcement. It's all about accepting who you are and building on who you are. Nobody's perfect. Your imperfections make you perfect. Don't worry about being motivated. Just do it. Know that you're doing something you may not want to do, but there's a purpose that you're doing. It has nothing to do with I'm doing something I want. I just love to do it. And sometimes you got to do stuff you actually don't want to do, but you're doing it for a greater cause. And it's a method to your madness. And it's all about the methodology, everybody. It's not about, the challenge. It's a challenge waking up every morning, taking a deep breath. That's the challenge, because some people didn't. So when you wake up in the morning, every time that you wake up is a challenge. And when you have that.
Look at his microphone dropped off there. I'm going to give a couple quick shout outs real quick. Shout out to brother Doug in the building today. Angel Howard and Brown Eyed Nurse always in here holding it down. Richland Ford, Pam States, everybody in here tonight. That's rocking out. Can you still hear me, Consul? Or is he frozen? It's like he's frozen down there. Well, yeah, man, definitely, man. Great show, man. Great build tonight, as always. Every week at 7 p.m., we're going to have all four of us on here, Financial Fridays. Eventually, we're going to open it up. We can start bringing people in, but we'll get that set up, though, man. But loved it, man. Love the show.
That'll be set up within the next couple of weeks, a month or so, man. You guys stay tuned for that. We're going to get y'all involved as well. Can't wait for that build. Make sure you hit that notification bell on all three of our platforms right goddamn now. Hip Hop News Uncensored, the Uncensored Truth Podcast, Viral Hip Hop News. You never know what we're going to pop up for a podcast. We're in our studios, SMS studios, in here 7 days a week getting some administrative work done. Yeah. You never know where we're going to stop in Studio D and get a podcast cooking. We own it. This is what we do. So you never know when you're going to get the content from us. Make sure you stay notified. Hit that notification bell. That's all I got to say, man. Viral Hip Hop News. One love.
All right, yo, we out of here. Peace, y'all.